What's going on? Welcome to yet another episode of the Mansplaining Podcast, the show for guys by dudes. I'm Dave Jermaine.
I am Jacob Hamill.
Well, shaken. We are two guys that are not experts on a goddamn thing.
Nope.
We are basically, and we're not trying to say, hey, this is what you should do. We're talking about mistakes that we've made in our lives that we're like, hey, man, you're going to make them anyways because you're dudes, and we know that we're all kind of dumb on a certain level because that's how we gain experience, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Skyrim. You want to pay to get your level increased, or you just want to go out there in the wild and just start killing random things and, you know, possibly die. No, you're going to try to go out that way and get your skill points up. I'm not going to pay somebody to sneak to learn how to sneak. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah. I'm going to go behind a guard who's going to kill me in one blow. And I'm just going to sneak behind him so that way I can friggin' level up that way. You know, because that's how guys do it.
Also, I just saw our I was at the feed there. Reese subscribed for 1 month at tier 1, and they've been subscribed for 3 months. Mm-hmm. Who is that? Mr.
Divian. That is another. He is a good friend of mine. He was one of my roommates back in New York at AMTA.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
I just love his comment. That's hilarious.
Oh, I'm back from getting milk and cigarettes.
Touche, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks so much for checking us out, Mr.
Fuck
Divian.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we will see if one of our standard viewers pops in a little bit.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah, see if whenever Drew shows up, for some reason, the Streamlab chat thing is having a hard time actually.
Really?
Yeah, connecting there. So I'm curious to see if at some point it's going to be like crap out on us and stuff.
Yeah.
So let's try to refresh the chat. And this is really exciting for folks who are actually listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, if you stumble across this on the show, like, this is kind of interesting, man, but this is like an hour-long video. I don't have freaking all day to listen to it.
Yeah.
That's why you go to Spreaker and you look up the Mansplaining Show with Jacob and Dave, and you subscribe to that so that way you can listen to the show whenever you want.
And we really don't have any, we don't really have a lot of, you have to see it to get it type of shit. So, it's mostly just talk. We're going to start making videos again soon.
Exactly.
The few videos that we made, I liked them, so we should start doing it again.
Oh, yeah.
But real life, man. Real life happens.
Tell me about it. Since the last time I was on the show, I got a new job.
What?
Yeah, so I am tapping into my Latino roots, and I'm working in the kitchen again.
Yeah.
So this is, what are they? So this is what we're doing. They're like, you don't look Mexican. Well, I do when I'm behind in the line, so. Yeah, like, you look real Mexican now, man. All right, I need another pizza. I'm like, fuck. It was really interesting how certain, obviously, I'm not trying to take a leadership position whatsoever, but I'm kind of slipping into that anyway.
Yeah, that's the worst, man.
And I'm like, all right, but hey, it's like, I'm not trying to outshine anybody and stuff. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm running everything through my boss. Okay. And, some days he's like, no, that's good, man. Other things like, no, I don't want to do it that way. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not going to argue anything about it. And it's been working out fine. We are grossly understaffed.
Oof.
Grossly understaffed.
That's the worst too.
And this said something. I might talk about this again on the Food Biz podcast whenever I do that again. Hopefully this weekend. And we need about 10 more people to be working at that particular restaurant. And no, Stu, you're not allowed to work in the. Stu, what do you do? You're trying to what?
Why are you being a pain in the ass, Stu?
Stu. Oh, my gosh, our little dog is...
Yeah, there he goes.
All right. He'll be back again. You want to go for a walk or not? Oh, my gosh, you know what?
Hold on. Is he not going?
No, he's not.
Oh, God.
He's just hanging out here and stuff. She was going to give her a walk, but suddenly he decided to come back here and be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So...
Just
try not to pay attention to him.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll go away.
Maybe, yeah. A lot like... there he goes. Okay.
There you go.
There he is.
Pretend like
yeah.
Now
Now
he's trying to get your love and affection. Just ignore him. Eventually we'll do what he needs.
Like my dad did.
Yeah, exactly. So no, we need like at least 10 more cooks or 10 more cooks
Lord,
back
man.
there, right? So right now it's me, 2 other guys, and the chef. And we got like 2 dishwashers and stuff, right?
Yeah. Once you got that, I mean, sometimes you don't even have that.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Dishwasher part.
And we'll even see how that goes once business starts going, because sometimes people, they look into the eye of the storm that has a lot of tickets pouring out, and you're like, that's it, I don't want to do this, I'm leaving. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But I knew this was going to be a big challenge when I got into this job.
Yeah.
And, once again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to start from here anyways. Yeah. So,
all right.
That's not for you guys. For the folks that have been for the show, they'll be like, oh, okay, what's going on? I'm like, no, because we didn't hit the audio record last time.
So whenever that doesn't happen, Dave has to then go and download the fucking thing again. And then, ooh, fun times.
What happened was the last episode that was on there, the audio quality kind of sucked because I had to pull it off of the video file.
Oh.
And it's way better if I do it through this.
Oh, so, fair enough.
So, Roadcaster.
Yeah.
So, either way, I knew it was going to be a challenge, right? And we already lost one cook because he just decided it wasn't. And it wasn't that. You know what? He was embarrassed because he wasn't great at everything right off the bat.
Oh. Pride.
And I know that feeling because the first day when I started doing recipes and stuff, I fucked up every recipe that I did.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't reading the directions correctly. I wasn't reading the steps. I was just like, I'd put wrong ingredients and stuff. I was doing things like, I'm like, Jesus, man. Like, you said you had all this experience. I'm like, yeah, but I also have a lot of bad habits that go along with it, too.
Yeah, no, I did that one time back at Sexy Pizza. I was a prep guy. I used to do everything in the morning. And one time I inadvertently put, you're supposed to put, like, I think it was like 4 cups of sugar and like 6 cups of, no, I can't remember what the fuck it was. Like the ratio was like it was like more salt than sugar, but like whatever. But I had fucked up and put like double sugar in it, and no salt. And so when that night they were like throwing the dough and all that shit, they're like, this dough's fucking terrible. It's not doing anything. And I'm like, I have no idea. And then I realized what I did, and I still was like, I don't know. And then
got a bad batch of flour in or something, bro. Maybe
something. It wasn't me. That wasn't
my. Got old or something. It wasn't me.
Whoopsie. Yeah, it happens. What are you gonna do?
But the guy dropped 2 pizzas out of the oven, and it was pretty weird. Like it didn't even stop to. All right, how did you lose the first pizza?
Yeah,
because it slid off, and I'm like, I don't know. It was just one of those things.
You gotta know how to handle a pizza paddle, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe it was because of the heat of standing in front of this thing. This is 700 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's I'm gonna sweat off a whole lot of weight working on this job.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, either way that he left, and it got me thinking because every place that I see, especially small businesses, like the place I used to work for, and he kind of had this coming, but he put up an ad for a shift manager. And he put the whole description of the job in there and what he was going to pay, which is really not a good idea.
Whoopsie.
Just say it starts from $18 to $20 an hour with possibility to make more.
Yeah.
Basically, you can teach them how to do catering and stuff, and they get that, and they can get extra money doing it that way.
Yeah.
Something like that. But, he started off saying that he was going to be like $18 an hour or something like that. So, but the thing is, with all the description that he was asking for, he started getting a couple of comments. Is like, "That's all you're paying." Jeez,
Yeah.
Now we've got people applying for it, but the whole thing is that, like, do you think that these small businesses are just swimming in money and that they could afford to pay? Like,
yeah,
that's not how this fucking works, man. You know,
people who think they know economics don't know economics. The argument I love to hear is like, places like Taco Bell and McDonald's, they need to start paying people more. They need to start. And first of all, I'm like, no, you shouldn't. No, you should not be able to raise a family of 4 off of a McDonald's job. Unless you're the fucking AGM or the GM or the fucking district manager.
Yeah.
If you're just flipping burgers or doing the cashier, you shouldn't be able to.
This is where the thing is though, that there was probably a time and place where you were able to make, as long as you were working 40 hours a week. And as an adult, because it used to be they would pay teenagers a much lower wage than if you were like 22, 23.
New York did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York, yeah.
A lot of California was doing the same thing. There was a lot of things that you could pay teenagers less and stuff. So I get that, but there was like they're going after the businesses because that's the closest thing in the problem, but it's also rent. This applies for the businesses too. So, like, listen, man, I'm all for folks getting paid a fair wage. I think the reason why a lot of people aren't going back, and this is what I could see. It's not necessarily what I believe, but they fucking hated their job before.
Yeah.
They really hated their job. If you're like a barista somewhere and you don't want to deal with people freaking berating you because you didn't put extra foam or extra hot no foam on a venti drink or something, which, by the way, if you're a barista, is fucking asinine what I just said there. But I can understand not wanting to go back.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of servers that utterly fucking hated their job. I can understand why they don't want to go back. However, I mean, just to let you guys know, we're staying home and like in protest. The folks that are working understaffed fucking hate all of you that are sitting at home right now.
Yeah.
So they can agree on an intellectual level on everything that you're doing, but the fact that they're like you're not there helping out means that just they fucking. I'll tell you right now, I personally fucking hate everybody who doesn't want to work right now, but I understand why they don't want to.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the point that I was making with the whole McDonald's thing is like also like McDonald's doesn't own all of the McDonald's. Taco Bell does not own all of the Taco Bells. They are franchises, so therefore it's like some guy who saved up a bunch of money, you know, that he could, and he wanted to open up his own McDonald's.
Right.
And this guy's not swimming in. He's not a fucking millionaire, for fuck's sakes. He's none of that shit.
It also depends. This is the weird thing is it's hard to make a blatant statement over that whole entire thing because you don't know what their P&Ls look like. P&L statement means profit and loss statement. That's like by monthly, quarterly. You don't know what they pay in utilities. You don't know what they pay in rent. So there's certain places they might have rental leases where you need to pay us $20,000 or $50,000 a month. Or $15,000, let's say $15,000 a month. Okay, so you don't know what the food cost is. I'll tell you right now, food cost has been drastically increasing.
Yep.
There's a reason why a lot of places don't want to sell chicken wings anymore because the price has gone. Usually, if you get a cheap enough product or something, if you can do with it, you're going to raise whatever your cost is. You're going to raise it at least 3 times. 4 if you're trying to make if it's a high selling item and you're being a little greedy. But it's gotten to the point that what it costs to get a pound of chicken wings, there's nobody in their right fucking mind who was going to be able to pay 3 times that amount.
Yeah.
So there was times at some point we were charging $18, $19 for 12 wings.
Ugh, Jesus. That makes my fucking upstate New York heart fucking bleed.
Exactly, because wings are supposed to be the cheap, like fucking cheap, man. 25-cent wings and shit like that.
Oh, dude, I was getting them for less than that. You would get 50 wings and a pizza for like fucking $18 back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was basically, you know, because New York is fucking known for like, all right, you know, got a lot of money, here's a slice of pizza.
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, this is like upstate. This is central New York. Like, this is that area.
Oh, yeah. So it's one of those things where it's very, very difficult to, I think it's unfair to put a blanket statement over a lot of these businesses because you don't know everything that's going on in there. Yeah. Just like it's unfair to say, oh, all these people are just buying their money on booze and drugs. I don't know anything about any particular individual family. There's going to be a bunch of reasons for it.
I work at a liquor store, and I'm a delivery guy, and I can tell you for a fact that in the beginning of all this, yes. Because a lot of people were like, oh, it's fucking, it's the fucking end of the world. Remember when they gave everyone $1,200?
Yeah.
I would see orders for $1,200 worth of booze. I'm talking like, I'm talking like 10 bottles of fucking like Dom with like a bunch of orange juice or like a bottle of Vouv, you know, shit like shit, but like going to places that you wouldn't normally see Vouv go to, and a shitload of it. Yeah. That's because it was they couldn't go out. They're like, fuck it. They probably one guy came in and bought all of our fucking Game of Thrones Johnny Walker shit.
Oh, really?
All of it. Because he literally thought the world was coming to a fucking end. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy all of it. And it was like fucking like 15 grand worth of fucking booze. So, like, in the beginning, yeah, they kind of were. But yet now, no. Do we have come back down to earth like you wouldn't believe? Like, the last year or so, I've been killing it with this fucking job. But, like, now it's kind of getting, like, it's starting to settle back down again. And it's just become, like, it's a little busier than it was before the pandemic. You know, I'm still kind of making my numbers and shit. But, like, I got to kind of hustle more than I did before, than a year ago. But now, I mean, I don't know. People are still drinking it more than they were 2 years ago. But they're not spending it all on that. Because if that was the case, then I would be standing in line for a long time all the time whenever I go and buy weed. And that's not the case. I'm always in and out of that bitch. No problem.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I guess the point that I was, before I lose what I was trying to bring up in the first place.
Oh.
No, and it's not you. It's just is about folks staying at home. Is that,
oh, yeah.
While you guys are staying at home, all the businesses and the way the restaurants do business is changing.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out how to work and still keep people relatively happy with less staff. So those wages might go up, but they're not going to have as many people working there as you think that they are.
Yeah,
so,
and they'll pay you what you want, but you're not just going to be able to stand in front of a cashier all the time.
Yeah,
you're going to have to actually do other shit too. This ain't going to be like it was before, where they're like, here's like $12 an hour. You just stand here and take orders.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, stand here, take orders, and also do this, and do this, and do this, and do this, and do this. And
exactly, because the more that you pay someone, great. I also need you to do the bathroom, scrub the toilets. I also need to take out trash and stuff. And By the way, we got to roll silverware on top of that. I need you guys to detail clean underneath everything on the of my cooler, my walk-ins, my reach-ins.
Oh, yeah.
All the stuff that servers hated doing because they're only getting paid $5 or $6 before.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're going to be doing some detail cleaning now. There better not be one piece of machinery that fucking goes down this summer because somebody didn't want to fucking clean the gaskets. Stupid shit like that. So, but that's the way the world's going to change. So,
Yeah, these and also, I mean, if you want to hold out if you want. But then again, when you want to get back into the workforce, don't be surprised if the only job available for you is like Amazon or Walmart or any of those fucking shithole places that like you're probably shitting on right now, being like, I'm not pissing in a fucking bottle. Well, if you wait too long, that's the kind of job you're gonna get stuck with because you're not gonna be able to. Because this free money train is gonna end eventually.
And it's weird. I think, like, honestly, man, my new boss he's told me he's hired at least 4 or 5 people, and they just don't show up. And it's really weird. And this is, you might say this is me being a dick move. Okay. I really wish there was a number I can call to the unemployment office out here in Colorado and say, hey, this person was offered a job and he never showed.
Oh, but that's
just to let you know.
But that's don't be a narc.
No, I'll fucking do it. You know what? You would have asked me 2 or 3 months ago. I wouldn't have done it. Guess what? After working understaffed this long, I don't fucking care anymore. I'm going to give as much care and compassion to your family as you have been given to mine.
Yeah.
That's how that's going to fucking work. And it's going to be crazy, man. Like, I don't know, the new place that I'm working at, it's a brand new kitchen. It's brand new everything. You rarely ever get a chance to go in a ground floor on a new restaurant, a new kitchen, and fucking set up things the way that you want to do. That is a perfect thing for most chefs, and I can't believe there's so many folks that,
don't even want it.
Don't even want to do it. It's a scratch kitchen. Even if you're a fucking a line cook at a Waffle House, guess what? You can learn how to make some really amazing food and get a much better job afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Folks don't want to do it. But the thing is, because I can't see the reason why they don't, I'm sure there are. It's just, it's maddening to see, I think, Yeah. I'm like, oh, why?
Yeah. I feel you. We've had some guys quit our point where I work had the same way. Anyway, so
we're having a problem with our chat stream here, guys.
So anyway, as you can tell by the name of our episode, Mr. McAfee is now dead.
Right?
Yes. I actually believe he did kill himself. Everyone says that he didn't, but I think he did.
Yeah, because he was getting extradited for tax evasion.
He's like 75 fucking years old.
He's been doing meth constantly for the past couple of years.
That, and also like the fact that like if they're gonna fuck him in the ass with a steel-plated dildo wrapped in diamond dust and fucking ticky-tack, they are not gonna be gentle with this dude. They're gonna Julia Assange this fucking guy and put him in like solitary confinement for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And he probably knew that. And he's like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna hang myself in this Spanish jail.
Yeah.
That's probably what he did. And everyone's like, no, actually, man. And I'm like, no, he didn't. I mean, Epstein's a whole other thing. He had shit on people. That's why he got killed. McAfee ain't got shit on nobody. McAfee's just McAfee. And he was just
he was a crazy dude, man, who just at some point, like, because I remember he was on Rogan's podcast like years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And they had to do it like he was in Belize.
Yeah.
And he had a problem with like narcos and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
and, like, he was just basically, hooking up with chicks and doing crystal meth.
Yeah, I mean, he led the most lunatic style of libertarianism I ever saw in my fucking life. Like, if anybody out there, like, I lean libertarian. That's where I'm at. I'm like on that stupid compass thing. I'm very low north to south as far as like authoritarian. Like, I do not like authoritative or authoritative.
Mean people.
Yes, people who want to tell you what the fuck to do with the government. Fuck them.
Karens.
Yeah. But also, like, when it comes to north or east-west, meaning like right or left, I'm kind of like right down the middle with like one square into the right. So that's where I fit. But like that guy, fuck, he was all the way down and all the way to, I think, the right, maybe, probably.
Right.
Where he was just like, I don't want no one telling me what the fuck to do, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, including. And then he like maybe allegedly like murder somebody or something like that.
I think they talked about it, but I don't know. It was a weird thing where he was like, I didn't do shit.
Yeah. Like, but like he's one of those guys where he's like, you want to believe him that he's fucking with the government or that the government's fucking with him, the U.S. government, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you also do crystal meth, man.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like, you know, the thing is, it's weird. There could be a dude who like makes the cure for cancer.
Yeah.
But if he's like slamming dope into it, like freaking into his arm all 24/7, and just like freaking just going balls to the wall on crystal meth, you're like, and it's not because of anything that guy has to say or dude. It's for all the other people who I've met in my whole life that have been doing meth.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't know if I trust this dude, man. And they're like, dude, you want fucking cancer, dude? I'll fucking give you cancer. I'll fucking cure the cancer. I don't even give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, how could? I mean, if you wanna smoke crack and cure cancer and then punch a hooker, why God? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I would think if I found the cure for cancer, the first thing I would do is run outside and punch a hooker in the face.
Oh yeah, celebration style.
And they're like, "What? How dare you do that? Wait a second, before you guys.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, before you lock me up. I understand what I did was wrong, but hear me out.
Yeah.
I found the cure for cancer." They're like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
So, speaking of the government, how long do you think Biden has?
Oh. I think the best example, what was it, when Rogan said, like, Biden is like was it a flashlight that's about to run out of juice?
Yeah.
Right before you go into a long walk into the woods?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of, you know what? Because everybody's hoping, like, I'm not hoping for it. Like, I don't wish ill on him, but
I don't either. But like, I mean, you can see the writing on the fucking walls.
It's kind of rough, man. This is like Reagan in his second term. Like, Reagan was already had cognitive decline and was actually kind of suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's even towards the end of his second term.
Yeah, he was.
They kept it under wraps so that way, like, his personal appearances went out. So George H.W. Bush was actually running a lot more shit back then.
Yeah.
But they kind of kept it, you know, like, hey, because, you know, America's got to be strong. And wait, this guy's working cognitive decline and he's got the hand on the nukes. God. So I don't know. The things that I'm worried about, as far as like the news and stuff was concerned, and also with Biden, because I think anytime there's any type of disaster or any horrific event, even as things go, January 6th wasn't the most horrific thing. It was still pretty horrific.
I mean, it was, okay, it was dumb, and it was fucking stupid.
Well, it's pretty weird. They're like, oh, it's right-wing. I'm like, what? Were you worried about a bunch of people breaking through into Congress and taking selfies? Because that's kind of what they fucking did, man, for the most part. There were some, they I don't know, I'm sure somebody shit in somebody's fucking chair. Somebody wiped their dick on somebody's stapler. I don't know. There was, it was not good because people died, you know.
And it kind of ruined, like, if you had any kind of, like, I don't know what I'm thinking of is if you had any kind of like sympathy for Trump, it went out the window after that because it was just bullshit. Like, it ruined your point. Like, now they can use this as a cudgel to beat you over the head with it. Now, oh look, and they're saying it's worse than 9/11. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh no, you know what? I'll slap somebody for saying that. I'm like,
fuck
really?
that.
No. I can tell just the sheer numbers of death tolls and stuff like that.
Like 3,000 people died in 9/11. One guy died of a stroke 3 days later. That's about it.
And then one lady who
got shot in the fucking head. Yeah, Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, but then again, like, if that's what happens when you fucking try to storm the fucking chambers.
Right.
I'm not, you know, but I mean, it's.
Well, this is the weird thing. At one point, they're like, what about, you know, there's a conspiracy theories you're throwing out there. I really don't care about any of that, guys. This is the reason why I'm concerned about it, is because they will use this as a reason as to start in, like, really even more freaking getting invasive into people's lives and controlling and stuff, because, like, you know, we have to defend against right-wing terrorism and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, you have to, like, all right, who gets to say what's domestic terrorism and what isn't? Yeah. You know, because are you talking about somebody's fucking planting bombs and shit? Because we used to have a lot of that, by the way. It was called back in the 70s. Do a little bit of research and see how many militant groups, how many leftist militant groups during the Vietnam War were fucking bombing a lot of buildings, public buildings, government buildings, and a bunch of shit. A lot of that shit happened back then. Also,
I think in the early 1900s, there was a famed anarchist. I can't remember his fucking name off the top of my head, but he had one of the best defenses to being a guy like a bomber, like a bomb thrower. The guy said that, like, his defense was, "There's no way I could have been there throwing bombs. I was home making bombs." It was like some anarchist. I can't remember the fucking guy's name. It's a Michael Malice book. I'm actually gonna read that. It's the Anarchist Handbook. It actually shows you, like, the different. there's like different styles of anarchism, you know, from right to left. And
dude, there's no one group that's completely solid on anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, dude, there's always going to be somebody like, even Christians, we all believe in Jesus, right? Well, wait a second. I actually believe in a different colored Jesus than you do.
Yeah.
Well, wait a second. Now, we got to agree on the same type of Jesus. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
So either way, not that I'm trying to say that if you're a leftist, you're going to want to bomb shit. That's not what I'm saying.
But you did in the past.
Yeah, people who had the same ideals as you did in the past. So they're going to get way more evasive. And guess what? Like, whoever, even if you're perfectly happy with who's in the Oval Office right now, and you agree 100% with what they're doing and their policies and everything, you do understand that that's not always going to be the case, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody who, let's say, like another Trump or whatever, and you want to give him, somebody like that, all this power that they're going to try to take because of this one event in January 6th.
Yeah.
You really want to, you know?
And not to mention, like, all the people out there that think this is a good, like, to have your life completely ruined and thrown in jail because of a spicy opinion is fucking horseshit.
Right.
But everyone on the left who thinks this is a good idea, wait till it gets turned on you.
Yeah.
Because it's going to. It's going to happen.
Just like all the folks like back during the Bush eras where they're all fucking rah about the Patriot Act, and if you don't believe in that, if you
hate America.
Yeah, exactly. If you're opposed, you know what? We got to be able to have all these like rights and the intrusions on people's privacy. Otherwise, there might be a bomb.
Yeah.
And so and then suddenly once Obama got in office, they're like, oh, they're spying on everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, everybody was all on board with giving up all these freedoms after 9/11, and soon as when a Democrat got involved, they're like, wait a second, this guy has way too much power. But
you let Republicans build the tank to run over your freedoms, and then as soon as it was built, old GW tossed the keys to Obama, and now you got a problem with it. Well, you helped them make the fucking tank.
Yeah. We got to. But you know what? It always comes down to this. If this thing was really important to me, I would get involved. And I'm not, so I got other shit to do.
There's peaceful ways to do it. You got to do it peacefully. Because the moment you start getting aggro and you start doing stupid shit, that's when they use it against you, and they turn everyone against. That's why the violence part is not a good idea. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do you any good. It might fill your bloodlust, but like at the end of the day, when the dust settles, they're gonna go right back to what they were doing, and they're gonna come at you even harder now.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how conflict always works. This is why I think how the internet, and I don't think this was by design. I think it's just how humans in an open source of communication, eventually how things will work out, is that you start building tribes.
Yeah.
People are like-minded and stuff. That's what the internet did that. Like it was like a reset on to try to find like new tribes again. The way that worked in as before, when we had 2,000 years prior, or a couple thousand years to figure that out over like what tribes are going to be going with who.
Yeah.
Then those tribes turned into city-states and they turned into countries and stuff like that. And suddenly kind of got reset again. And everybody, I know it feels great to be with like-minded people, but understand that tribes, one of the things they love to do is go to war.
Yeah.
That also goes along with that safety net of being with your friends or a tribe and stuff. So that's why I was trying to get that a point, working on that in my stand-up where, hey, trying to get that different point of view on this. So maybe your safety is going to come at a cost when you're around like-minded people and stuff.
Yeah. Because that's the thing I don't like, and that's something that's actually we're going to talk about that later with our topic.
Mm-hmm.
Not to use that was douchey. My bad. I went topic like it's.
I was gonna try to get like when you do with one hand, I do with the other.
Yeah.
Topic.
Hey, topic. I hate that shit. God damn it! Why did I do that? I hate myself.
That'll be the pick. You know what?
Yeah.
That shall be the new logo
of us doing this.
Yeah. But we'll do it around the mansplaining. What was it? The fucking mansplaining thing.
No. Mansplaining. Fucking boo. It's a scary time, and it's kind of a bummer because so many people are just okay with a lot of this shit, and like you try to talk to them, and they get fucking furious at you.
Mm-hmm.
There's no debating anymore. It's just some asshole that wants to yell his talking points into your face, and then you get mad, so you start fucking telling your talking points to their face.
Yeah.
And then no one learns anything. I have yet to see anyone on Facebook or Twitter or even in real life when you're having a discussion like this go, that's a good point. I changed my mind. That fucking never happens
Doesn't
anymore.
happen. It's pure ego.
Yeah, it's all ego. Everyone's running on fucking ego, and it's fucking going to kill us all.
There's a difference between trying to communicate and have a debate with somebody versus trying to score points and win an argument.
Yeah.
There's people really close to me that I'll talk to, and I could see they're like, no, well, what? When I start hearing the phrase, so what you're saying is, I'm like, that should be the very end.
Oh, no.
That's the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, let's have this conversation when we're face to face again.
You're not going to Kathy Newman, Jordan Peterson me, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, that ain't happening.
So it's just, it's one of those things, or when somebody just says, oh, but you're just repeating talking points. I'm like, prove to me you're not.
Yeah. Like, that's what they're doing. And they're just getting their shit from people that, like, they're reading people's shit that that's why, like, I started, like, I didn't do this on purpose, but, like, I threw Trump getting elected kind of broke me, like, because I didn't see how this could happen. Right. Because I really thought this guy was going to lose in a landslide. There's no way. Because of the news I was watching. So when he won, I was like, what? And instead of being like, oh, it's because he's racist in Russia, I didn't want to go down that path because that's just too easy.
Right.
And I was like, okay, there's got to be a reason. And then I figured out the reason. And then I started watching some of that right-wing shit. And then I was like, okay. But then there was things about that they were saying that I was like, I'm not a fan of that either.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, I went whoop, 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 right to the middle. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like in the middle. I can see both sides. And I'm also like more libertarian now than I was back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
It really, what it always comes down to, man, is if you're most people are okay as long as they could fucking make $1 and try to live their lives whatever way that they want to. Most folks are usually pretty okay. All this other stuff that's popping up, not to say that it doesn't have a root and everything, but if everybody was making enough money, this wouldn't have been like, they probably wouldn't have been as pissed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. That's, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, this has been a weird fucking 2 years.
Oh, yeah. And this decade's just getting started, by the way.
Yeah. This is going to be a wild decade. This is going to be wild as fuck.
Dude, there's going to be, like, I think the violence and everything when it comes to civil unrest is going to escalate even more.
Yeah.
Because it's weird. Like, in people's mind, they think if you hit somebody hard enough that they're going to acquiesce to your strength or whatever it is that you're doing. You're trying to impose their will, which might happen, or they might come back even more and they're going to escalate themselves.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, that just as guys, just to bring it back to the whole mansplaining thing, testosterone is not your friend.
No.
I mean, you need it. It's like the sun. You need it to live, but if you stay out in front of it all the time, it's going to kill you.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
That's exactly how this is. So testosterone will let you think that your might and your strength and your rage is all you need in order to dominate the whole world and take it by the fucking balls and, like, squeeze it and shit. But that's not necessarily how things are going to work. Like, it could happen.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's like going into the casino, dude. You could walk out a millionaire, but more than likely that's not going to happen. So it's really, really important to think of, like, all right, I feel like I'm 100% right in what I'm talking about right now.
Also, if you're
definitely wrong.
If you're surrounded by people that you know aren't going to like your opinions, say it like one time. If they really don't like it, keep the shit to yourself. Don't even fucking bother, because you're not going to change. It's like they're normies. Don't fucking. If you have like a weird opinion about something, doesn't matter what side of the coin you're on. Just your best bet is just either keep it to yourself or figure out a way to be able to say it to them without them freaking the fuck out. Because it's the fragility of people nowadays on every aspect of life right now is out of control, and they will come for you if they really don't like you. Like, they will get your ass fired. They'll make sure that you never can get a job again. Especially if you're in entertainment, they'll make sure you can never fucking work at venues. They will try and shut your fucking goddamn streams down. I've seen it happen with a lot of people. And yeah, it's the ones no one likes, but you know what? They're the canary in the fucking coal mine, man.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of Steven Crowder, but what the fuck happened to him is fucking horse shit.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah, we might as well go into that. Let's talk about honor. So. There was the whole thing with I didn't even watch it. I watched the first 5 minutes of it where it was supposed to be an interview or a debate between Steven Crowder and Klein or
Ethan Klein. He's
Ethan
a fucking
Klein.
Yeah. He runs the H3 podcast, which for some fucking reason is like one of the biggest podcasts on YouTube. But he's one of these like he doesn't do politics. He mostly does like culture and shit like that.
Right.
But like. He is basically like YouTube's bitch. Like if there was ever a show that was like basically what Susan Wojcicki watches to make sure that she's on the pulse of what's going on. That's the one she watches, so that can't be good. But they'll never get taken down. They'll never get their shit nuked. They'll never. They are the useful idiots of corporate America when it comes to that. But he decided to dip his toe in the fucking into it, and then Steven Crowder's like, let's debate, and then.
Yeah, and this is the part that kind of got me, right? Is it because I watched Steven Crowder's he had the whole unedited thing, so I was just curious to see how it was going to start off, right? Yeah. And so it was like, all right, you're there, and they're talking about their wives and when they're expecting and all this other stuff, and they're just having a civil conversation. He's like, all right, ready to go, and then Ethan Klein was like, all right, I know we want to debate this, but I'm not good at political debates. And so I got somebody here that is, and then the stream switches over to Sam Cedar.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Steven Crowder was like, oh, fucking of course this guy wasn't going to,
Yeah.
I knew he didn't want to debate me. I knew he was going to do this and stuff. And then he just starts berating Sam Cedar. He's like, nobody wants to fucking talk to you. There's a reason for this and stuff. So, and I don't know anything about that. I don't even know if any of that shit's true. But the whole thing is, at that point, I'm like, I no longer care what either one of these guys says, because I'm not a big fan of Steven Crowder either. I think for the most part, it's a slightly like, I mean, I think it's a comedy show disguised as a political show that isn't super funny.
That's being generous.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, like I said when I started talking about this, not a fan of the guy. Like I don't.
It's the weird thing is like I'm a gun owner myself.
But he makes it douchey.
But walking like being on a thing and still having your gun on you, I'm like why? What's the point of that?
He's trying to be some like really hip, cool 1970s cop. That's how he has it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those things where I'm like, how much are you afraid that somebody's gonna bust into? He is like, he could make a point that you agree with, make you hate it because he gets his hands on it. And you're like, ugh. He's one of those guys. And also, he's just not funny, and he's like, I'm a comedy guy. You're not a comedy guy. You're a conservative comedy guy. You was a comedian for a couple of years, and then he got into radio, and then he started doing that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's somebody who's like, listen, the person who's doing 2 to 3 years of comedy versus somebody who's doing 10 is quite a big difference. So
he also did the voice of some guy from Arthur, one of the show. Not Arthur himself, but like one of the characters in the show Arthur. You know what I'm talking about? The PBS kids show?
No, I never saw it.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, anyway. He did one of the voices of the thing. But, like, the guy's a fucking clown. He stinks. And he's a fucking grifter. He's a conservative grifter. That being said, though, that was, I mean, dude, that is like.
I'm just going to say that was a bitch move.
It was, man. Like, you can't be doing that.
This is one of those things, even if, like, okay, I remember Rogan, there was an argument or a debate between, like nutrition and stuff on Rogan's podcast. And there was this one dude who had a lot of interesting things to say, but he was such an asshole. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm not going to listen to this guy. Even what he has to say could probably save my life. I hate him that much. There's a thing called honor. There's a reason why it exists. And one of those things is that if you agree to engage somebody, whether it's in a debate or a fight or anything at all, and then suddenly you have somebody else you think is smarter than you take your place in it, that, like, sometimes you're just going to fucking lose, man. Yeah. And there's something you're like, you just got to fucking take it. Why? Because what happens if you try to avoid it or you try to get somebody else to do it, it's like cheating. It's like there's a reason why all civilizations, hitting another guy in the nuts is considered a freaking cowardly move because you're trying to get the easy way out. And generally, I think there's something in our DNA that just really, really does not respect people who are going to avoid things like that. So,
also, one other thing that I noticed from all this, because Sam Cedar's been trying to debate Crowder forever.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of folks are like, no, I don't want to.
You know, because Cedar's got like an eighth of the fucking subscribers and the views that fucking Crowder has. I'm not, again, fuck Crowder. That isn't the point of this.
Right.
But numbers don't lie. That's what this guy has. This guy's not up there. It's like if I'm fucking sending messages to Mike Tyson, be like, fight me, bitch. He won't fight me, not because he's afraid of me.
Yeah.
It's because I'm a waste of his fucking time. That's why he won't do it. And he would kill me. I'll make that perfectly clear. He would knock my head clean off like a paper cutter. Just like gone. No blood, just a head just like fucking like Resident Evil style in that movie there when those fucking laser beams comes through.
Yeah.
That's what he would do to me with his fucking bare hands. But like you know what I'm saying? And then this is what he did basically. It's like if I was like, hey man, I want to fight you. And he was like, okay. And we go to the boxing ring and I go, and I put my gloves on and go, actually, I don't know how to fight. So here's Jake Paul, and I bring Jake Paul in, and he's like, I want to fight this asshole either. Like that's something. Yeah. That's basically what he did. And also Sam Cedars flaked on so many people, like big night, like Tim Pool, Joe Rogan. What's his name? The guy that does the show that used to be on Young Turks.
Yank.
No, not him. No, who used to be on Young Turks. Not Jimmy Dore, but the other. There's another guy.
I know what you're talking about with the long hair. Lee something? Or?
No. He's gay. He's gay, but he's like conservative now.
Dave Rubin?
Dave Rubin.
I heard that was another weird dude.
But oh yeah, he absolutely is. But like that's not. I'm not defending any of these guys. I'm just saying this is what he's done to them. Mm-hmm. And then, but then he'll like go on his show and be like, "Oh, I didn't want to do it anyway because I'm better than that." Even though there's like DMs being like, "Yo, I want to," you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just the guy's a fucking clown. And he stinks. His fucking opinions are terrible. And he's just like, he's kind of a smug douche who also is a beta. Because if you watch those fucking videos, man, fucking Crowder and fucking Dave Landau, who also not a fan of that much. I don't mind the guy, but I think the way how he did Anthony Cumia, not cool. But anyway, because he was on his show and then he basically quit with no notice and went right to Crowder.
Oh,
that's bullshit. But they were running right through this dude in the conversation, and he couldn't say anything. And the point is like, if you're in one of those situations and you start talking too, fuck it. If I can't get anything in, neither can you. Fuck you. I'm going to keep on going. You would say whatever the fuck you want. But he just sat there being like, yeah, but I got to, no, man. And that just showed me this guy sucks. So, like, the whole thing's, it's a race to the fucking bottom, honestly.
Yeah.
Everyone sucks.
Nobody wanted that.
Yeah. There was no fucking winners. But then I see, like, some of my left-wing people that are on Facebook that are comics being like, yeah, Cedar destroyed him. He didn't destroy fucking nobody.
You know, let's stop moving the goalpost on the word destroy.
Oh, stop.
Destroy means, like, literally destroyed. Like, there's nothing left. So it's kind of like, oh, he got destroyed in that conversation. I'm like, so he's dead now?
Yeah.
No? Oh, so you're fucking lying?
He got eviscerated?
He got eviscerated, so he literally took a knife and fucking took all of his innards out? Like, no?
Like the ending of fucking Dogma when Alanis Morissette's voice fucking blows up fucking Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's bodies.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's not what happened. It was just two assholes yelling at each other. I don't like it. And then don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm centers, but I have some people on the left that I watch, like Jimmy Dore, Kyle Kalinske. I watch those dudes a lot. People on the right, you know, I have people that I watch on the right too. So I get both sides of it. Sam Cedar's not a guy I watch.
Yeah.
Because the guy's a fucking, he's a bum.
No, I think I watched one video of his and
who?
Sam Cedars.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the reason why I got maybe because one of my coworkers at the time and I used to a former comic out here, Derek.
Yeah.
He was a really, really big fan of Sam.
Oh, was he?
So I was like, all right, I'll watch one of these things. And the guy was like, but really, is that what he said?
Oh,
Let's take another look at it. And I was like, click, I'm off. I'm like, what? I don't want to talk. I don't want to listen to anybody who talks like that. Sorry, I don't.
He's the kind of guy that also goes, as you can tell, he's using a dog whistle. That's not a term. Stop saying that because it's not true. Yeah, it's you're attaching your biases to someone else.
Yeah.
Through bullshit. That's all that is. And it's not right. It's just and also it's nothing's ever gonna get changed.
Hey, by the way, when you say that there's using a dog whistle, you're using a dog whistle.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what you're doing. I mean,
you're doing the exact same thing. It's like, guys, we know what he really means, right?
Yeah.
So you're doing the same fucking thing. So either way, the whole point is that I saw a meme on there where it was a guy who's in his deathbed.
Yeah.
And it says, "I wish I would have spent more time arguing online."
I saw that too. That's pretty funny.
So I would say
I shared that one actually.
Yeah, right.
I didn't make it. I shared it. So
I think the point that I wanted to make is fucking how are you using your time?
Yeah. That's why I don't fight on Facebook no more. I see shit and I just walk away.
Yeah, because you know what? The entire time, like, I let these people know. Like, really, did you go to the gym today? Did you work on your cardio?
Oh.
Did you do that, or did you work on? You said you didn't make enough money. Have you found a way to try to make more money? Have you done that? Have you done anything to try to improve your career?
Yeah.
Or anything that you do? Is there a hobby that you're trying to get better at? Did you do any of that? Did you do anything that could try to make you a better version of you so you could be more useful in this whole fucking planet? No, if you didn't, okay, well, you're wasting your time, and eventually you're going to start wasting all of ours. So fucking stop.
But that goes back
to
another
thing.
Yeah, Let me tell you, back in my day, no.
Yeah.
That kind of goes back to the honor thing, and I think there's a lack of that right now. And also the fact that we were talking about this earlier before the show, The fact that there's a lot of big hurdles that a lot of people have. I have them. You have them. Everyone has them. And you got to start trying to get over them. And that's how it's hard. I'm not saying it's not. It's very easy or you're being lazy. It's just you got to do it. And arguing with people online, making all kinds of weird political points and all this stuff, trying to win arguments with people that you don't even fucking know personally. That ain't going to help you any.
Yeah, you know where's a great place to make a political argument?
Where?
At your town hall.
Whoa. No way. I mean, you can actually talk to these people in person?
Yeah, you can actually get involved in policy and stuff and see how then that'll actually make a difference.
But
try
Dave,
doing that.
But Dave, I wanted to call my representative a Nazi through Facebook. Can I actually do that in real life?
You can.
Oh, wow.
But you could also see with the repercussions of that what's going to happen.
Well, I don't want to do that. That's just boo.
What are they going to result of violence? Yeah, probably. That's kind of what happens.
Or eviscerate you like verbally because these guys like went to like Ivy League schools and all that shit, and I couldn't even graduate from. I had 2 attempts at community college and failed both times. So I mean, yeah.
But no, it's a good question because if you don't know. Sometimes there's problems in this world that we don't know how to handle, and some folks, like when it comes to like amassing wealth, if you have parents or you grow up in or have relatives that were able to do that, and they teach you that from a younger age, you're probably going to be learning how to do that. That applies to everything. Same with like dealing with hurdles. Some dads taught their kids how to handle this stuff.
Yeah.
Some kids have dads who don't know how to handle it themselves, and at that point, it's kind of fucking There's a reason why we probably don't know as much shit as we should. So,
yep.
Let's see.
Like, I'll give you a hurdle. Do you have one or no?
No, go for it.
All right. So I have a hurdle that I'm currently trying to get over, and I'm not really doing a good job of it. I'll be honest with you. It's the comedy game. I'm good at it. I'm not here to jerk myself off. I'm a pretty good comic. I can handle my own. I'm not saying I'm better than comic X or comic Y or anything or any of that shit. I'm not here to play a dick measuring contest.
Right.
But I'm good at it.
That's going to be on our other channel.
Yeah, you should watch that. That's where we actually measure our dicks.
Yeah.
It's age restricted, so just be aware.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's on X videos.
That's the only way I could steal all your information.
Yeah. I mean, it's not because it's anyway. No, but like I don't. When this pandemic was going on, right, early like this time last year, if there was anything that was involving a mic, I was like, fucking hell yeah, I'm gonna go. And it was like, and I would do it like once a week or twice a week at most, and I felt like I was back into it. Yeah, back into the grind. Yeah. Now shit's going back to normal, and I hate it again. And the reason why I hate it again is because I don't like going out and seeing, like, having to be a shitload of people. And I'm having to fight for mic time, and I'm having to fucking deal with, and that's the thing that comedy that they don't tell you about. You have to deal with people. You got to deal with them. You got to like up front talk to them or do whatever. You you just can't be by yourself because otherwise it's gonna look like shit.
Right.
But I've been having the hugest time because like, man, if you just know these people from Facebook, you'd fucking hate their guts.
Yeah.
Me probably included. Even though I don't really do anything crazy anymore, I just share weird memes about baseball and stupid shit.
Right.
But the fact that like, okay, well, here's what people don't understand if don't live in Denver, don't do stand up in Denver. It feels like every 2 fucking years, the slate gets wiped clean, and someone like me has to start all over again.
Yeah. And
talk to this person again, and talk to that. And I don't know how many times I've had a comic who's been in it for 2 years look at me dead in the face like I'm some piece of shit. It's happened, and it's like, hey, and I'm offended by it, but at the same time, I kind of understand because I don't go out that much, and I should. I'm not defending myself on that one. I totally should. But it's fucking exhausting to have to every 2 fucking years be like, hi, I'm Jake. I want to do some time. It's like, God damn. And then they give you 5 minutes, and they'll let some comic who's been doing it for like a month and a half do like a half hour in front of you. And you fucking crush them, and then they fucking look. You know what I'm saying? And then people are like, well, you're good. I'm like, I've been doing this for 10 fucking years. Not saying that that's a litmus test. It's not.
We know other people have been doing it for as long as we have. They still suck ass.
Yeah. But, yeah. They're, but like, again, it's like, it's fucking exhausting to have to go back and go to these mics and fucking be like, hey, and it's just fucking, but I have to do it. And I haven't been doing it, and it's one of those hurdles that I'm just trying to get over. And it's no one's fault. I'm not here bitching about anybody. I'm not saying these guys suck. I'm better than them.
There's no secret cabal that's holding back.
No. There's no none of that shit. It's just me not wanting to go to mics, to be honest with you. And it's not like I couldn't use them. I could totally use them. You shitting me? And I'm not better than mics. Are you shit? No, fuck no. That is not the point. I'm just fucking exhausted. I am fucking tired, and I'm just tired of having to rebuild this fucking sandcastle every fucking 2 years. Because like a new troop comes in. It's like, it's insane.
So here's something, if I may.
Yeah.
The good side about that sandcastle analogy is that there's always a brand new group of people that don't know that how long like you or I have been at it. Like, it's pretty weird when because the 3 E's mic that's like an audition or whatever over down there in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comics that are there, and they're all a lot of promising people, and I'm not shitting on any of them, but you guys have been doing it for less than 5 years. There's a difference between comics who've been doing it for less than 5 years, even good ones, versus a competent comic that's been doing it for over 5 years. So, because a competent comic who's been doing over 5 years, even if the room is dead, you can go up and you're like, well, that was a solid act, even though nobody was laughing and stuff, you could still see it. And there's no bit of desperation in their voice and in their eyes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get to kind of make a really good first impression. Yeah. Again. So there's that. I've been kind of dealing with the same thing as far as like the hustle aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a lot of it, it's just because I'm trying to. It sounds like I'm going to make an excuse here. I left my previous job because it was taking too much mental real estate. The new job, because like I mentioned, that there's not a lot of people working there. I know it's going to take up a lot of time, and I hate, like, fuck, I got to get it down to at least 45 hours a week before I start doing all the other shit, because I'm a responsible adult. I'm not 22 years old anymore, living with three people.
And this is what I started when I was like 29, right? And back then I could do that. I could work 40 hours a week, go to a mic until 2 a.m., and go to sleep, fucking get 4 hours of sleep, fucking do it all over again like 5, 6, 7 days in a row. And then probably crash out one day and then go right back on the horse again. That is not an option. I will die. I mean, I would probably like have to take a lot of time off, because I would be just through exhaustion, actual exhaustion. My body's not built for that shit no more. And it's not like I'm not, this is a weird one. I know people who hustle. A lot of people who hustle in this town, and they deserve everything they get. And I mean that in an absolutely good way. Like, I'm not trying to like diminish what they're doing. In fact, fucking please book them. You know what I mean? Do it, show these dudes and these chicks who are doing this shit on like hitting like I was talking to Jeff Cohen. He's a comic in town. Great guy. He hit 500 mics last year. No. It was 500 mics before the pandemic.
Right.
And then during the pandemic, he still found out how to fucking hit 20, like at 250 during the pandemic, which there was no fucking time.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing like maybe 1 or 2 mics, maybe 3 mics a week, but he found a way.
Yeah.
He found a fucking way to do it. And now he's killing it because he's hustling. Book that man. But
there's good. There's that. Then there's also folks who have a really, really good hustle, but their act still sucks.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of these guys have to fucking who are hustling. They're not spending any time writing. You gotta write. You have to fucking. You could be Mr. Crowdwork. You can do all that stuff. Sell T-shirts, all that shit. Blah blah blah. But if you're gonna go up on stage and do a half hour of just absolute shit, and it's like if you're gonna do a half hour and tell 3 jokes. They ain't gonna cut it, man. Eventually, they're gonna get wise to you, and you're gonna fizzle out. You've got to write more. You have to write new jokes.
I have an idea.
Yeah,
I have a thought. Why the folks who are really good hustle with their act doesn't improve?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when we were starting on the Denver out of here? You would see Comedy Works comics, or at least like the Almost Famous comics and stuff like that. Yeah. They were in still the same rotation. A lot of the open mics around here.
Yeah.
So if you think that you're really, really funny. Like, let's put it now. I'll use current comics. Okay, if I think I had a really, really good set, and then Jeffrey Nelson goes on after me, and fucking he crushes on I can do pretty well. He will fucking crush, and I'm like, shit, I gotta write more. Or you think you're hot shit, and then you see Mike Hammock go up before you, and you're like, and he
or Stephen AJ.
Or Stephen AJ murders the room. Yeah. There were times that you go to a mic and you start thinking, all right, I'm doing pretty well, and then you would see Jordan Dahl go up, and he would fucking make people laugh so fucking hard they almost pass out. Or even Aaron Uris and stuff. So the really, 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 really great fucking comics were there. A lot of these mics almost, and I don't think this wasn't intentional, but this was the side effect, is that it let all the other comics know is that this is where the level where you need to be. And so that's where everybody had something to strive for. If you don't have really, really good comics to compare yourself to, you can fool yourself into thinking you're really, really good. Yeah. You know, and it's the same thing as when, like, you think you're the king shit in Denver. Great. Go to L.A., go to Boston, go to another scene and see. I mean, just even just to see what the professional upper echelon is, and you're going to be like, fuck. Yeah. And then you try to get better. Everybody should always be trying to get better.
You can be the king of Denver and then move to L.A. or New York and be basically me. Yeah. What I am here. I mean, you'll be great. Everyone knows you're good, but like you're gonna have to start all over again.
Oh, that was the same thing as like any casting call and stuff like in New York, where you're like, oh shit, I was the best actor where I came from. Yeah, everybody here was the best actor where they came from. And there's even actors that are better than them, and even after that, there's another level of acting on top of that, you know. And you're like, fuck, you know. Yeah,
but like this isn't shit talking. That's the thing. It's like I've been seeing it a lot lately, and it's kind of it's just weird, like. God, I don't even know how to fucking put it without pissing everyone off. Fuck it. There's like two camps in this town right now, and it's basically like the hustlers who also think they're famous, who, you know, that kind of whole attitude. I'm not a huge fan of that shit, I'll be honest with you. The whole fame thing annoys the fuck out of me. I'm not doing this to be famous. Being famous would be fucking okay, but like, that's not what I'm. And also, I really don't want that anyway. I don't want to break it with somebody and have to read about it in the Inquirer while I'm fucking shopping at Safeway. Right. I don't want that level of fame. That's fucking disturbing to me. But like at the same time, like that shouldn't be. You should be wanting to be good. If you're good, then you become famous by being good. That's what it should be. Not like I'm just in this. It's like basically like I'm just gonna buy lottery tickets. That's not a retirement plan. That's just you buying lottery tickets, and you may not even win. But also you're not doing any work. You're just buying lottery tickets. Right. But the other one is like this weird controlling drama club fucking horseshit. With like all these people that are like, oh, we don't talk to him no more, he's canceled, or like, oh, you shouldn't put him on, he's creepy, or like, oh, you should put women on this show, and then when you do, they're like, not them, my friends. You know, the ones that aren't even funny, they're about as hilarious as a positive AIDS test. You know, those ones. You should put them on. Not the ones that actually do good work. Don't do that. That's just wrong. You must just hate women. Right. I just put women on in my show. Like the whole show was women. Yeah, but like not the ones that I like. So, yeah, I'll make sure that nobody books you in this. You know, in their circles of horseshit. And then, you know, but like those are the ones that like when someone famous comes through, they become sycophantic and they fucking all over them. Yeah. And then they start.
Which, by the way, the famous people could see right through that shit.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. But like that's the two camps we have right now, and there's some people that are kind of like in between who think like we do, but don't really want to say it because they don't want to blow it because like they're on both sides. And I don't blame them. Why rock the boat when you don't have to? If you can just be yourself and not have to worry about that shit. I'm the kind of guy that just can't keep my fucking mouth shut. Well, I'm sorry.
I will say this, and I know we kind of got away from the topic of having to handle things, but this is a problem that we're having, and we're talking.
Yeah. But this is how you get over this shit. You start figuring. Well, you identify what the problems are, and then you figure out, okay, what can I do to solve this problem?
So what I have seen. Because one of the things that I watch on my Facebook feed, which I usually try not to spend too much time on it, but I start seeing, because Facebook seems like, oh, Dave likes looking at shows that are coming up or other comedians. And so I started watching who's putting who on their shows. So am I seeing somebody who is pretty good, but with three people ahead of him that aren't really well established or possibly not that good? It's like there's, okay, let's put it this way. If you put
Sandbag.
Yeah, basically.
Yep. I've been seeing that a lot lately.
And so you start seeing stuff that you guys, folks who are really, I mean, it's nice to say that they're on a showcase, but you're kind of, I don't know. All right, you know, I'll just fucking put my foot in my mouth.
Do it. That's what I just did.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's folks that it's going to crush the room. Every comedian should be crushing that room that's on that lineup. Not doing okay. We're not fucking lowering the bar to say, hey, at least they tried. No. It's not that. It's somebody who fucking knows what they're doing and they could put a good show. Now, I've seen other comics like, I'll put Apples. Apples has been putting some fucking killer lineups. Yeah. I don't know if it's Trey or Trey Blea or Lisa Lane that's doing the Ironton distillery, but those have been some pretty good lineups that I've seen where I'm like, oh, holy shit, they're putting some strong people. Then I see other shows where it's like, I don't know that person, but it's all, I don't know. It might be good, maybe. I don't know, but
it's a lot of times it's not. It's just like it's the 2020 version of the 80s guy with a skinny tie, behind a brick wall with a piano on the stage, being like, "What's the deal with peanuts?" Yeah, that's what we're looking at now. I mean, and then they sit through like almost an hour of that, and then they bring the headliner up, and now he's just teeing off, and he's like, "Oh, I'm fucking amazing."
Yeah, or he's just got to dig himself out. And then, by the way, that doesn't do. I mean, I'm not a headliner. I want to be. I'm going to work towards it. But this is the point that I was getting to, is that I'm seeing which shows that I really want to get on. Yeah. And which mics, I'm like, all right, which mics did they book from? I'm going to go hit up those ones. So I'm like, all right, I could see the targets that I want to hit. And I'm like, great, these are the goals that I want. I want to get on these shows. Not the shows that are like super important to the scene. I really don't give a fuck about that. But the ones who I know, like if I can get on a show that's got people like Jeffrey Nelson, Mandy Kay, fucking Derek Stroop, people who fucking crush. Yeah. And I actually able to, because if it was a show like that, I'm definitely the opener, right? Oh, yeah. I'm like, holy shit, this is my chance to fucking work as hard as I possibly can and be a part of a show rather than the weak link out of the show. Yeah. You know, and so that's what I've seen. I'm like, all right, this was the problem that I was feeling. This is what I'm going to try to do to try to get over it stuff. Because if I just, if I kept doing the same thing that I do, just show up to random mics and hope that somebody says, "Oh man, you're pretty good. You want to do my show?" Yeah. Then that's not going to fucking happen. I've been doing that for years, and it doesn't really work well. So. Yeah. No, I mean, I got a show now, and I'm basically booking from memory right now. But like, I mean, the people that I'm booking are people that I know are good. Yeah. You know, I'm not booking to like get clout. I'm not booking somebody because I want to get in with someone else or whatever, or get in with them. I'm booking them because I genuinely like their shit. Or like there's this one guy that I booked on the show in July 31st. Right. Halfpenny Brewing, 7:00. We're gonna have a show. But he reached out to me and he sent me some stuff and I watched him and I'm like, all right, man, I'll give you a shot. I mean, that's what I would like. But plus he came to the show that I had last time. So like, I'm like, yeah, I'll throw you like 10. That's like a 10-minute spot right in the front. But like, I'm not gonna have a show full of them guys though. Yeah. I'll give you one and then like see what happens after that. Also, he offered to bring people, so he knows what he's doing. Yeah. So maybe he's got a good hustle on how to get on shows. So we were gonna see. I would be like, now we could see if they could actually back it up. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe this guy is a fucking. I mean, he sent me like a video of like a minute where he tells like one COVID joke, and I was like, okay. Right. But like again, at the same time, this guy could be a crusher. I don't fucking know. Yeah. I also don't know. But then again, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to looking up shit like that. Right. That's on me. That's not on him. I'm not talking shit on him. That's just me. But you know, like being a booker now, like having a show of my own, it's empowering because it's like, that's one thing people got to understand who run shows, and I hope they understand this part. It's your show. Wow. Nobody can tell you how to fucking do with it. If anyone comes into your mic or your showcase and tells you you can't have this person on or you got to have this order of people on, push it an open mic. Oh, don't put him here. Don't tell that person to get fucked. Get fucked. Get the fuck. You're not the one putting up posters for this shit. You're not the one who's gonna be here every goddamn. We can sit here for the entire goddamn fucking thing. And I've seen some of these mics where they're like 4 hours long. There's like fucking 80 goddamn people. You have to stay and keep track of everything all the time. So you're not doing that. You're just walking in telling motherfuckers what to do. Get fucked. Nobody likes a critic. Well, not even a critic, a controlling critic. Yeah. They want you to do what they want you to do, and that's not right. You shouldn't be fucking doing that. Yeah. So that's when you have to tell them like, hey, fuck off. No, get out of my face. And if they don't like it, then that's their problem, not yours. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's another hurdle you got to get over. Is that you got to realize you got to stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, gosh, there was more I think I wanted to go into. Well, there was a bunch of stuff, but we're kind of already at an hour right now. Oh, so. I mean, is it quick? What's going on? Oh, so, well, the other thing I was to say, let's say if it wasn't like career related, but it's like, it's an obstacle. It's a confrontation, right? So even what we're talking about now, trying to get to the next level as far as what you're trying to do with comedy, that's a confrontation in certain sorts that you're going to have to do. And most folks tend to shy away from confrontation because either they're going to be afraid to lose or they're going to afraid that there's going to be a part of them that comes out that they're not going to want to see. So that's totally understandable on both of those. But this is why the whole point is that having to test yourself. Yeah. Doing something to test yourself. for comics, it's freaking easy because every time you go to a mic, you're testing yourself. You're putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. So maybe it's something else. Maybe it's some type of physical discipline or something. Maybe
or it's a job.
Yeah,
you're trying to get like a promotion, and when you get the promotion, you're trying to figure out if you can handle it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things. It's like the more you test yourself, the more you know yourself. The more you know yourself, the less scared you're going to be for confrontation. So that's one of those things why it's important to always do that. So that's why I think when folks, when they kind of started nerfing the world and wanted to make sure the kids don't feel bad and stuff like that, which I get that. I know it comes from a good place, but the end result of that is that the only time when somebody tests themselves or they confront somebody, it's usually through a buffer of the internet. Yeah. And that's not gonna serve you well later growing in life. It's just like, for example, if all we did was bitch about the comedy scene on this show, but we didn't actually go out and try to go to get better at mics and work on bits and actually get better at this stuff, we wouldn't be doing anything. We'd just be talking out our ass as well. So. Here's something good that I did for the comedy scene. Oh, because I saw a need and I filled it. Yay! And you know what? I'm actually curious if they had changed. Let me see. If they added a bunch of mics to this, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Sunday. Okay, they updated that one.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. They're missing one on Sunday.
Oh, no, I know they're missing one. They're missing a lot of mics. Oh, look, Tuesday. They added all these other different mics on Tuesday. That's interesting.
Weird.
Because they weren't putting these mics on there. So what I'm talking about, guys, is the 5280 comedy page. And this was, for many years, the standard of if you went to Denver and you wanted to do comedy and stuff, you would look up. By the way, this is on the wrong date on Friday. Saturday, there actually is mics on Saturday.
Someone's not doing their job.
Well, and that's exactly what it was, because I was looking at this and I was like, and I don't know the reason why this isn't updated. I don't. I can speculate, and that would be very mean and sassy of me to do that, but I'm not going to do that.
Super sassy.
Super sassy. Yeah. So what I ended up doing
Spill that tea, Dave. Spill that tea.
I created my own open mic page. So basically, if you're coming to Colorado and you wanted to do comedy, you go to coopenmics.com, or you can go to denvercomedy.org, denvercomedy.net. I'm probably going to switch, was an Olympic freestyle buttfucking.com to the same page. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to hold on to that till somebody gives me $10,000 for it. Because it's fucking everywhere.
Looking at you, Bang Bros.
Yeah, exactly. So like Tuesday mics, there's at least 4 or 5 mics on there. Wednesday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 5 mics on Wednesday. Thursday, 1, 2, 3. 3 of them, I think there's another one I was going to put on there as well. Oh, that's still Thursday. Friday night, 1, 2, and then Saturday, there's another one there. Sunday, there's 2 mics that are going on. So the whole point is I wanted to have so that way if you were coming to Colorado, you can go and see a list anywhere up and down I-25, or actually all of Colorado. So that's the Springs, that's Boulder, that's Denver, that's I'm sure there's more shit that's going on in Fort Collins. I just need to put those on there. Greeley, there's one in Greeley that I put on there. So I wanted to make sure that it's anybody who's running a mic, whether or not I like them as a person, or whether I like their comedy, or I love their comedy, or they hate it. It doesn't matter if they got a mic. I'm going to put you on there. So go check out that page, because this is really it's about people getting better. Yeah. Whether I like them or don't like them really has nothing to do with it at all. And if it did, that's shame on me. So either way, that's one thing I wanted to push. And of course, you could also, what's up?
Nothing. It's sports related.
Oh, okay.
Fuck Montreal. All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. Other than that, Disjointed Podcast, check that out. Look up old episodes of the Disjointed Food Biz. Those are all on Spreaker. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. We are on a whole bunch of different places. And you know what? Before you got anything that you want to plug, sir?
I have the You People Show, which is Mondays, 6 o'clock. 6:30 Mountain Standard Time on YouTube or Facebook live, or you could catch the actual podcast all over the place, at any place you can get podcasts, basically. And I also have the 10 Penny Show coming up There is a headliner.
I mean, halfpenny here.
Did I say tenpenny again? God damn it!
He was playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas before.
I was. Halfpenny. Halfpenny Brewing on Arapahoe Road in here in Littleton Centennial area.
Yeah.
The headliner, I have him, but I haven't heard a confirmation yet, and I'm stoked if he is going to do it. It's going to be great. Because I really respect and enjoy this guy's comedy, and he's a very well traveled comic, and he's actually one of my favorites. I've worked with him a couple times, and I'm hoping he is going to be the headliner. If he is, I'll let you all know. But that show will be on July 31st.
July 31st. Check it out. And lastly, we want to say thanks to a lot of the folks who've been following the show.
Yeah.
Okay, 13 days ago, my cock Rex.
Spelled MyCAWXYREKTX.
Dude, if you guys
that is great.
Search for that dude. Give him a like and a follow.
Oh fuck yeah! No, he deserves a fucking standing ovation.
Exactly.
That's great.
That is amazing. Right? Hats off to you, sir. Also, Mr. Divine, you subscribed for 3 months on Twitch. We appreciate
hell yeah.
the hell out of that.
I'm glad you came back from your cigarette run and milk
exactly. Run. All right, top countries that have listened to this podcast over the past month.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
United States coming in at number 1.
Yep.
All right. Number 2, or
India, huh?
India. We're still freaking kicking ass in India. Anytime you look at this map and you see dark colors, that means that's where.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Number 3 is Russia.
Okay. All right.
All right. Number 4 is Netherlands.
Yeah.
Number 5, Venezuela.
We got 1. Okay.
Yeah. Number 6 is Canada.
Ooh.
All right. 1 from the UK.
Ooh.
Shout out to all our friends out there. Shout out to Bex Turner and also, God damn it, why can't I remember his fucking name right
Ricky
now?
Gervais?
No, not Ricky. He doesn't. I don't know that guy. He's got a great YouTube station called Why the Hell Walk, where he just basically walks around Brighton and goes and does like historical videos and stuff.
Oh, okay, nice.
They're not particularly funny. Oh, Ant McEwen. McEwen, yeah. He's a fucking awesome dude. And then rounding out the list, South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa.
Yeah, exactly. So... Yeah, it's amazing. This is, if anything, there's a reason to do a podcast, guys, is you never know who's going to be listening. And
yeah, right.
And it's, I don't know, I get a lot of fun from it. So
it's the India thing is hilarious to me
because it's been consistent for the past couple of months, man.
What's his name? Mandi, the Prime Minister Mandi.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name?
I don't know.
Big fan.
Yep.
I don't even know his name, but big fan.
Yeah.
Is that going to help us in India?
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know, or unless we hate him. In case you guys.
Oh, if you hate him, then fuck him.
Yeah, you let us know. Yeah.
Either way, you guys, I just wanted to just be part of the group. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never been there.
We just want you to like us and like watch more of our shit.
The closest I ever got to India was playing the Mumbai fucking stage of Hitman 2. That's about it.
They're like, yeah, thanks for that, dickhead. I'm like, all right, I appreciate it. All right, guys, I think that's it, man. That's probably a good place to end it.
Yeah. If it sounded like we were kvetching and fucking bitching most of the time, it's mostly frustration, and we're trying to teach you how to not be like that.
Exactly. All right, sign it off. I'm Dave Germain.
I'm Jacob Hamill.
Stay toxic.
See ya. Fuck Montreal.